Okay, so we're here with a rookie, but not so rookie broker, Philip Rebello. So this is his first year in real estate, and
First?
well, technically, because you were working another job and then transitioned. So this is your first solid year, right? You know, you've been about 12 months now, more or less, in it. Completely more.
Yeah, let's say.
More or less. Is it no? If it's more, tell me it's more. How many months has it been, more or less?
Well, we started in February 2017, I believe it was, and then went on through November of that year.
You were working
with my full-time job,
Right.
full-time corporate job at that point.
And then what point did you transition full time?
So it was November 20th of 2017.
So towards the end of 17, so a little over a year
Yeah.
then.
So
You know,
20 well, as a full-time agent, right?
full time, a little over a year. Okay, so what's interesting is Phil hit the market almost instantly with the industry. Anyways, like the way I've seen it is 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. He was the last one to leave, sometimes 10 o'clock at night, and the results started to show just a few months after
Right.
you started.
Yeah. I mean, there's always more work to do, and, I'm never satisfied with, anything that I do. But, I tried to translate, corporate, work routines to real estate. And, I mean, it's worked for the most part. I mean, it's easy to, become complacent in this industry when you have
The
nobody
choices are
breathing
yours.
down your neck
Right.
to, get up in the morning and get out there and...
So you say I don't
Hustle
breathe
and
down
grinds.
your neck?
Well, you're certainly there. You're a presence for sure. I mean, I'm sure there are brokers out there that you can't get in touch with if you tried for weeks. But
Right.
anyway, so
I appreciate that. I think I need to get a little harder on you guys then, if that's the case.
right.
No.
But I mean, in general, it's great to have the flexibility, in real estate. But keeping the discipline to, get yourself up in the morning, get dressed.
That's
and,
a big thing. A lot of agents really struggle with that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, dressing up, for the day really makes a difference to me,
Oh, interesting.
And that's, the truth, really. I mean, I don't show up in sweatpants or jeans, even really for the most part. I'll get my
There's
dress
a lot of
clothes on
studies
and-
that talk about how there's a correlation with that and the positive mindset to be successful. So,
Right.
how many properties have you closed so far? Do you know more or less?
close this year.
Well, no, all since you started.
I think we're around 24, 25.
That's not bad. Okay, so especially for somebody who's just in the industry, I mean, it's not like you've been in this forever. You immediately jumped out of your, high-paying career that you were before, and were able to hit the ground and
Right.
and maintain your standard of living and maybe even exceed that.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, it took a while to go from, one mindset to another where basically I was in that, corporate, state of mind that we're all sort of, society kind of, pushes upon us, go to college, get your job, make
Right.
your income 50 grand, whatever, pay your bills and stay in that job for 30, 40 years, I was pretty much in that state of mind for a long time. And then basically...
What changed for you? What was it? Was the
mean,
reason why you
well-
left the comfort of all that to jump into a, perceptibly, this perceived volatile real estate market?
Well, I mean, I'll just say it straight up. I mean, I was working for, the biggest health insurer in Mass, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Oh, wow.
I made that jump from a local bank here. And, at the time it felt great. It felt like a great opportunity. I mean, the thing is I had to commute, forever,
Wow.
into Quincy.
Ooh.
And so, as time went on, I mean, it really took a toll on me. I mean, at first the money seemed okay, got promoted to this, better, got promoted to, sales, better then, but then it was just in a cube,
Right.
at the mercy of, my supervisor manager. And, I started listening to or reading books, like, one of the most influential books that you and I have talked about, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, yes,
so I
yes.
talk about it with everybody.
That was my
I mean,
defining book too.
I'm
Interesting.
telling you, I mean, I would be, on my commute back from Quincy, listening to that book.
That's hilarious.
The Rat Race.
Right, the
you
Rat
know?
Race,
Rat
exactly.
Race. So, that was like pretty big moment, you know. And then I'm sitting in that cube and finally made the decision with, you know, a big closing on the horizon. So when I made the jump, you know.
You made the jump, and have you regretted it?
No regrets so far. I mean, I
Awesome.
used to talk to people that, you know, were working 100% commission jobs, and I said, wow, I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't know if I could ever do that. You know, I have kids, obviously,
Right.
you know,
Has to be
big bills to pay all the
incredibly
time.
scary.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, that's probably the biggest challenge is knowing where your next paycheck is, but
So
as long as
just
you
to
keep that pipe full.
just so you get the understanding of what this podcast is about, and we reiterate it in every podcast, this is to really educate or inform potential people who are looking to get in the business or who have already started but are maybe not going to. What the reality of real estate is, I always say the hype. You know, you see all these people with posts, and and then when you go and substantiate it, it's not real. So they need to understand that this is more than just fancy cars, nice dressing, nice clothes and all that. It's about putting in the work, and then you see the results. And you define that, because I saw you. You know, I get in the office and you'd be there ready for an hour working, and the results followed. And that's, I think, the message that needs to be said. So for people who are listening, and maybe either considering the career or already in it but struggling, what advice would you give?
So definitely do your research before you join a brokerage. You know what to expect. I mean, I'm very happy here in general.
That's really nice to hear.
And I could say a lot of good things. I mean, Revolv's a great office in general, and this isn't just a plug.
No, I know you wouldn't.
You
do
know
that.
me.
Yeah.
I'm a marketing guy. You're a marketing guy. That's why I'm here. You know, so most of these brokerages out there, walk in the door, they promise you the world. Who knows? And call the phone book, talk to all your family and
Right,
friends.
right.
So we obviously do a great job here with lead generation and
I appreciate that.
Good support and
starting to
training.
feel like a plug, though. I did not pay him to say any of this, by the way.
But
although I
it's
do
the
appreciate
truth,
it.
it really is. It really comes down to that. And I mean, your work ethic's got to be there. Obviously, you can have
Right.
all the leads in the world handed to you on a silver platter, but if you don't work them, obviously, you're gonna have issues. I mean, you're just gonna have a ton of leads that don't know who you are or
Right.
anything. You're not doing anything with them. They're just sitting in a CRM. So, got to make the calls, got to make the effort, got to get out there, door knock, do whatever it takes, to generate business. But it's all about you as an agent, hustle, grind. That's it. I mean, there's no other answer.
Isn't
that's
like
it,
there is no secret. I think this is our 18th podcast so far, and everybody is saying the same thing. You have to put in the time. There is no shortcuts, and I think that's the bottom line here. So for people who are looking to buy or to sell, I can't endorse anybody enough as I would Phil, just because you want somebody who's going to work hard for you. That's Phil. I mean, and pick up your phone calls and be there whatever you need them. So that's truly the person that you would select. So Phil, if you're talking to people who know you, would you tell them how to reach you? That's the best.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, really what it comes down to is, our motto here. It's
Right.
not about, commission. It's about the client, always. Me personally, I'm all about it, and I will go at bat, for anybody, always.
Sure,
And
you
I
sure
always
will. You do. You do.
So, if you want to reach me, my
Yes.
cell phone, 508-974-5402. I'm easily found online. I put a lot out online,
Yes.
and social
You're very
media.
active in social media. Has that helped you?
So, it has helped
Yes.
me. I've had, direct people from high school, reach out to me and say,
That's
hey,
the purpose of it, just
know?
to let people know that you're.
it really is.
And your email address?
My email address, prebello@revolvre.com. Kind of tricky, but.
Now, your website, which will be, all this information should show up at the bottom, will be phil@revolvrealestate.com. That should be right here. And you can see all of his listings and everything. So thanks for coming, Phil.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for
Appreciate it.
having me.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.